This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And by the way, this will be the last Birthday Boy I ever do. You're thinking, is that true? Yep, it is the last Birthday Boy I will ever do. As Sports Catastrophe is going to wind down after 4 years. I had to do one per day and all that. And, some days there's only one or two great moments and all that. And there are three or four in other years. Anyway, so this is my last Birthday Boy, and you can, if you're watching this without listening, if you're listening to it, you don't know who it is because I do the pictures. But then, of course, if you're watching this, you know who this is. Well, anyhow, you know it, I know it. Well, I did the greatest point scorer in NHL history in Wayne Gretzky. I've done one of the greatest NFL players of all time, Tom Brady. I've done one of the best baseball players in all time. I didn't do Babe Ruth, did I? No, MLB Barry Bonds. My objections, but I did Barry Bonds. But yeah, the NBA, I didn't really do one. Well, I did Michael Jordan, but now, and Bill Russell, but I got to do one on LBJ, LeBron James. He was born December 30th, 1984, so he will turn the magical 40. He's actually only 3.5 months older than I am. He was born December 30th, 84. I was born April 9th, 85. So, anyway, LeBron is one of the greatest players of all time. Compared to MJ, who is the best of all time? I mean, dude is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. So, anyway, there's a lot of stats I can say about LeBron and all that. I mean, I'll give you like the things. Like he's been to 10 NBA finals, winning four of them. He was in the finals every year between 2011 and 2018 for the Heat and Cavs. Three Olympic gold medals with the U.S. basketball team, and was named MVP in 2024. All-time leading scorer, fourth in assists, and LeBron's not really a passer. Eighth in steals. He has four NBA MVPs, four Finals MVPs. He won Rookie of the Year, three All-Star Game MVP awards. He's been named an NBA All-Star 20 times, 13 times as first team. All defensive team to the All Defensive Team 6 times. Was a runner-up for the Defensive Player of the Year twice, but never winning it. He's the oldest active player in the NBA. He actually has played 22 seasons in the NBA. That's tied with Vince Carter for the most. I didn't know Carter had that record. I thought it was Dwayne Wade or Haswell. Anyway, LeBron has had a lot of great moments and all of that. He was born on December 3rd, 1984 in Akron to a 16-year-old. His mother was only 16. Yikes. His father had an extensive criminal record and was not involved in his life. Life was a struggle for LeBron because he moved from apartment to apartment because his mother couldn't find steady work. His mom actually allowed LeBron at 9 to move in with the family of Frank Walker, a local youth football coach that introduced LeBron to basketball. He played organized basketball by fifth grade, and he was pretty impressive and all that. He actually decided to attend St. Vincent St. Mary High School, a private Catholic school with predominantly white students. Nevertheless, as a 6'2" freshman, LeBron would help his team win the Division III state title. As a sophomore, he scored 25 points per game. And St. Vincent St. Mary actually played at the University of Akron's arena to satisfy ticket demand from fans, college, and NBA scouts. They repeated as state champs and all that. And they played in Akron. Wow. Akron's arena. LeBron grew from 6'2" a freshman to 6'7" as a junior. Amazing. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, becoming the first high school basketball underclassman or non-senior to do so. They actually lost the Division II championship game, St. Vincent St. Mary, but it didn't matter. LeBron wanted to enter the 2002 NBA draft. And unfortunately, he said he used Mary Jane, which would help him with the stress from the constant media attention. The Fighting Irish would actually travel across the country to play some nationally ranked teams, including a game against Oak Hill Academy that was televised on ESPN2. LeBron would put up 30.4 points per game and all of that, and was Gatorade National Player of the Year for the second consecutive year. He would actually not be NCAA eligible and decided to enter the 2003 NBA draft, when high schoolers could do such a thing, like after their senior year, to declare for the NBA without going to college. 2006 is when the NCAA changed that rule. He was at the centerpiece of several controversies. He actually accepted a Hummer H2 as a gift from his mother, who actually secured a loan for the vehicle by utilizing James's future earning power as an NBA player. And all that. LeBron was actually cleared of any wrongdoing because the luxury vehicle came from a family member, not from an agent or outside source. Later in the season, he did violate Ohio high school rules by accepting 2 throwback jerseys worth over $800. But his penalty was dropped from a stripping of his eligibility to a 2-game suspension. Nevertheless, they did win the Division II championship. So he would play wide receiver as an underclassman and was recruited by Notre Dame and all of them. A lot of people thought he could join the NFL. Nevertheless, Cleveland ended up with the luck of the draw, winning the 2003 draft lottery. And when you know it, you knew they were going to draft LeBron. Who wasn't going to draft LeBron? Even the Raptors had a chance at the number 1 pick that year. The Raptors would settle for number 4 and got Chris Bosh, so it worked out. Detroit, Darko Milicic. Yikes. That was horrible. Detroit, I guess, didn't trust Carmelo Anthony, even though he was freshman for the 2003 Syracuse squad that won the NCAA championships. Nevertheless, LeBron played against Sacramento in his first regular season game, scoring 25 points, but they lost. He was named NBA Rookie of the Year. I mean, who else would be it? Well, Dwayne Wade or Melo. Yeah, Dwayne Wade was drafted by the Heat in that draft too. Maybe it wasn't so easy. Cleveland only won 35 games, despite the fact they did improve by 18. LeBron did get to the All-Star game for the 04-05 season, his second season. He did pretty well, pretty up fit. And then March 20th, 2005, he had 56 points against the Raptors, setting Cleveland's new single-game points record. With final averages of 27 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.2 assists, he was named to the All-NBA team. The Cavs were 10 games above 500 at one point, but faltered to be 42-40 and missed the playoffs by a bit. But in the 2006 season, his third, he actually was runner-up in MVP to Steve Nash. A lot of people were critical of Nash winning the MVP that year. I partially am too, even though I'm Canadian. Nevertheless, Cleveland finally made the playoffs under James's leadership. Cleveland would take out Washington in the first round, but lose to the Pistons in the second round. In the 2007 season, the Cavs won 50 games and were the number 2 seed in the East. They took care of Washington and New Jersey and would have to face the powerful, mean Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Finals. He scored a key game-winning layup with 2 seconds left in Game 5, scoring 48 points in that game, and did it. It was amazing. It was Jordan-esque as Steve Kerr, who was color commentator for TNT at the time, said it. Cleveland won Game 6 and got to the NBA Finals against the Spurs. However, the Spurs were veteran-laced, with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Bruce Bowen at their prime. As LeBron did not even have a jump shot yet or an offensive weapon on his team, he struggled against the zone defense. He did put up 22 points per game in the 4-game series, but the Spurs swept the Cavs. Nevertheless, he did quite well. Cleveland won 45 games for the 2008 season and were ranked number 4. Cleveland were taken out in the second round by the Celtics in 7. In 2009, he helped Cleveland win 66 games and be the 1 seed. They'd swept the Pistons and the Hawks. They would face Orlando in the Eastern Finals, and it was a key series. The Cavs lost game 1, but game 2 was when LeBron made an amazing jump shot to tie the series at 1. And let's not forget that Cleveland newscast and all that. They were moaning that Cleveland was going to be down 0-2. And then the weather guy says, Cavs win, Cavs win, Cavs win. LeBron made that jump shot and went nuts. Nevertheless, Cleveland shockingly lost that series in 6 games. Unfortunately, LeBron left the floor without shaking hands with any opponent of the Magic. So, that was unsportsmanlike. LeBron did put up 38 points in that series, but man, Orlando shocking Cleveland in the thing. So anyway, Cleveland still was the best team in the league in 2010 for the second consecutive season. Cleveland got taken out in Game 6. And LeBron's Game 5 performance against the Celtics was terrible. Only 20% on 14 shots, scoring 15 points, and the fans booed him. So it was time for Cleveland. There were rumors circulating that Cleveland was going to re-sign him, or even the Bulls, Clippers, Heat, Knicks, or Nets were going to get him. So it was huge. So he was an unrestricted free agent. So stupidly, he decided to announce his decision for who he would join in free agency for the 2010-11 season in an ESPN special called The Decision. It was broadcast from the Girls Club of Greenwich, Connecticut, and raised $2.5 million for charities. For the charity, $3.5 million was raised from revenue. I mean, it was just unbelievable. LeBron chose Miami mostly due to the fact that fellow free agents and class of 2003 members Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade also said they would join Miami. Of course, when Bosh left Toronto, Raptor fans went nuts. Dwayne Wade stayed with Miami, of course. So anyway, there were rumors circulating that in 2006, the trio discussed Bosh, Wade, and James said they would stay together and all that. LeBron said he would join Bosh and Wade to shoulder less of the offensive load and thinking that he had an NBA championship and all that. So yeah, he said, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach, meaning he was going to be in Miami and all that. I mean, to announce your thing on a stupid ESPN program is one thing, but man, Cleveland went bonkers, and you can't blame them one bit. Yeah, so a lot of things were scrutinized and all that. So anyway, Cavs owner Dan Gilbert, upon learning that LeBron would not come to Cleveland, published an open letter to fans saying that he denounced James's actions, and fans would burn his jersey and all that. And there was a Cleveland poster of him, and they basically had to paint over it. And former players like MJ and Magic were critical, saying that he wanted to form a super team and all that. And LeBron didn't really have many players around him. Taking my town to South Beach. So he signed a 6-year, $110 million deal with the Heat. It was a sign and trade, which sent 2 second-round picks and 2 first-round picks to the Cavs. So basically, it was what we now know as the NBA super team, a player-created super team, if you will. He actually became the 3rd reigning NBA MVP to change teams, and the first since Moses Malone in 1982, who changed from Houston to Philly, and instantly got the Sixers their first NBA title in team history. So anyway, LeBron said they'll bring multiple championships and all that. But the Heat didn't start off fast. They were only 9-8 through 17 games. Of course, December 2nd is when LeBron would face Cleveland in Cleveland for the first time. He scored 38 points, and Miami won the game, and were the 2 seed. The Heat was on, and the Heat got to the NBA Finals against Dallas. But unlike Moses Malone, LeBron could not go from MVP of one team to champion of another team in back-to-back seasons. So practically, it was over. It was over. And the Mavericks won the NBA championship. Nevertheless, LeBron would help Miami do quite well. They got to the NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder and beat them in 5 games. He registered a triple-double, and Miami won their second ever championship. The other one was 2006, by the way. And LeBron finally won the championship. He was named MVP of the finals. LeBron would help Miami against the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. They were down 3 games to 2. In Game 6, he did have a triple-double, scoring 16 fourth-quarter points. As Miami was down by 3 and the fans were leaving, down 85-82. However, Ray Allen, on his second attempt for the three-point line, tied the game and sent it to overtime, which the Heat won. And in Game 7, he put up 37 points, tying the NBA Finals record for most points in a Game 7. And no surprise, he was NBA Finals MVP. In 2014, Miami took care of the Pacers to get to their fourth consecutive finals berth. Only one of 4 teams in NBA history to do so. The Celtics and the Lakers, I believe, had them. I can't remember who the other one was. It wasn't the Bulls. Let's not forget that the Bulls, even though they won 6 titles in the 90s, didn't go to 4 straight NBA finals. Yeah, they won 91, 92, 93, but they didn't make it in 94. That was the year MJ left to play baseball. And then in 96, 97, 98, the Bulls won, but they didn't make it in 99. They were terrible after MJ retired. The Spurs would take care of the Heat in 5 games, meaning sure that Miami could not get the three-peat. And then in June 2014, he decided to opt out of his contract with Miami to become an unrestricted free agent. So in another thing and all that, he decided to reveal via a first-person essay in Sports Illustrated that he was going to come back to Cleveland. Fortunately, though, Cleveland fans were forgiving this time. Like, yeah, sure, you can come back. It was well received. Cleveland had only won 97 of 312 regular season games in the 4 seasons after LeBron's departure. So practically, they didn't get 25 wins a season. Cleveland knew that they needed something. So after LeBron came back, they traded for Kevin Love of the Timberwolves. Cleveland sent, I believe it was it Anthony Bennett? Or no, was it? I can't remember. There was a Canadian who went. Not Anthony Bennett. Crap. Who did was it Bennett to Minnesota? I think it was. It was someone else to Minnesota, but regardless. So LeBron had to miss a few weeks due to left knee and lower back strains. He only played 69 games in that thing. Cleveland beat the Hawks in the conference finals, and he got to his 5th consecutive final. 4 with the Heat and 1 with Cleveland, becoming the first player since the 1960s to play in 5 consecutive finals, where a host of Celtics, including Bill Russell and Casey Jones, had that mark. For most of the finals, he had to have more offensive responsibilities because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love were injured. Cleveland was up 2-1, but lost the next 3. He was considered for the NBA Finals MVP, scoring 35 points per game. Regardless, the NBA had a rule: you can't really get it on a losing team. I think if it was a Game 7, maybe. But yeah, Iguodala took the MVP award. LeBron would be criticized in 2016 for several off-court controversies, including the midseason firing of Cleveland coach David Blatt, despite the fact that the Cavs were in first in the East at that time. Despite the distractions, Cleveland did put up 57 wins and were the best team in the East. Cleveland went through a great 3 rounds. In the Eastern playoffs, they only lost twice. They would have to face the Golden State Warriors, who won 73 games and to set the NBA record. Cleveland was in trouble. They were down 3-1, and it looked like the Warriors were going to crush it and make it the greatest season in NBA history. But LeBron would put up back-to-back 40-plus point games in Games 5 and 6 to force a Game 7 in Golden State. And then he was magic. He had a triple-double and made a key play with a minute and a half left as Golden State was going down the court on a 2-1 break. And LeBron, who was supposed to be out of the play, in fact, somehow chased down the ball and blocked Andre Iguodala's layup attempt. And Cleveland went on to win the game and their first NBA championship as a franchise and the first professional title by the city in 52 years since the 1964 Browns. And the first team in NBA history to be down 3-1 in the finals and winning it. I could have sworn that Seattle or Seattle's opponents in the 78 or 79 was that 3-1 deficit. But I guess not. So yeah, he was unanimously picked finals MVP. Cleveland stormed back and all that. In game 3 against the Pacers in the first round, they were down by 25 at halftime, but won the game, making it the largest halftime deficit overcome in NBA history. In Game 5 of the Eastern Finals, he put up 35 points against the Celtics and became the league's all-time postseason scoring leader, passing MJ. The Cavs would get to the final and make LeBron get to his seventh straight finals, advancing for the third time against the Golden State Warriors, who picked up Kevin Durant during the offseason. LeBron put up 33 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists per game, becoming the first player to average a triple-double in the finals. But somehow, in some way, it wasn't enough as Cleveland got taken out in 5 games and the Warriors got revenge. Cleveland would have to overhaul their roster as Kyrie Irving wanted to be traded away because he didn't want to play LeBron. So he went to Boston. Nevertheless, Cleveland had an 18-1 stretch in December. Anyway, he still did pretty well and all that. In the finals, Cleveland got to the finals against Golden State. And again, that was his 8th straight trip to the NBA Finals. And in his 4 years with the Cavs, he got Cleveland to every possible final. And of course, LeBron would famously sink the Raptors, who were supposed to be the number 1 seed in the East. So anyway, in Game 1 in the NBA Finals, he put up 51 points, but Cleveland lost in overtime. LeBron actually punched a wall in the locker room and injured his hand. Brutal mistake, as the Warriors would sweep Cleveland. So LeBron again decided to opt out of his contract with the Cavs and become an unrestricted free agent, which was shocking because he spent 4 years for the Cavs and 4 straight NBA Finals appearances, 1 title, but still. He decided to sign with the LA Lakers, which was shocking and all that. A lot of people were shocked. But the Lakers practically said that, they hadn't been to the finals since 2010. They needed someone like LeBron, with Kobe retiring a couple years prior. So the Lakers needed some collection of playmakers and veterans. But they started only 2-5. On Christmas Day, LeBron helped the Lakers beat the Warriors to go to 2014. LeBron, unfortunately, would have a groin injury, missing 17 straight games. The Lakers fell out of play contention without him, and LeBron missed the playoffs for the first time as a player since 2005. So that was a 14-year thing and all that. But nevertheless, LeBron was going to take it seriously to make it good. Yeah, it was LeBron's first time out of the finals since 2010. During the offseason, the Lakers had Frank Vogel as new head coach and traded their young core to New Orleans for the want of Anthony Davis, the unibrow. LeBron moved to full-time point guard and had a consistent defensive effort. The Lakers were 17-2, the fastest start in team history. On January 25th on ABC, in a game in Philadelphia where Kobe Bryant grew up, LeBron would score his 33,644th career point, making him 3rd on the all-time scoring list behind Karl Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I practically said, LeBron passing Kobe, that's sacrilege, and especially in Philadelphia. Well, little did I know that comment would come with a price, as the following day, Kobe died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California, because he and his daughter's basketball team were trying to get to a game, but fog enveloped Los Angeles, and somehow the helicopter pilot got disoriented. Helicopter crashes are terrible. So practically, the NBA was just stunned by that. And I was stunned too, making those mistakes. But anyway, in early March, LeBron was helping the Lakers out. But unfortunately, COVID ruined everything, and regular season play resumed in July within the confined NBA bubble. He actually averaged 10.2 assists per game and somehow became the league leader in assists for the first time in his career. The Lakers were the top seed in the West and only lost 3 games in their first 3 playoff series. They would take on the Miami Heat, where LeBron won 2 titles, but the Lakers won Game 6. LeBron was named MVP of the finals for the 4th time and his 4th NBA title. At 35 years, 287 days old, he was the second oldest player in league history to win the MVP award, and the only one to do it with 3 different franchises: the Cavs, the Lakers, and the Heat. LeBron and Danny Green became the 3rd and 4th players, respectively, to win 1 championship with 3 different teams each. LeBron for Miami, Cleveland, and the Lakers. Danny Green for the Lakers, the Spurs, and the Raptors, if you didn't know that. Anyway, LeBron in 2021 would become second on the NBA point list and all that. The Lakers, in an injury-laden season, actually only won 42 games, finishing 7th due to tiebreakers, and would face Golden State in the play-in tournament. The good news for that, well, the Lakers faced the Warriors. The Lakers beat the Warriors and became the 7th seed and all that. So they would face Phoenix. Unfortunately, though, Phoenix took care of the Lakers in 6 games, and for the first time ever, LeBron was out after 1 run of the playoffs. There were only a couple of times he missed the playoffs as a player, but when he made the playoffs, at least he got to round 2, but not this time. So anyway, the 2022 season saw him scoring the game-winning shot in front of the Cleveland fans in the NBA All-Star Game. So anyway, the Lakers lost to the Suns on April 5th, 2022, meaning that they were out of the playoffs. And LeBron was out the rest of the season due to soreness in his left ankle. Nevertheless, he signed a 2-year, $97 million contract with the Lakers August 2022. And he took 2nd place on the scoring list. On the scoring list. He beat Karl Malone. He beat Karl Malone that season. And then he set a sign for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And on February 7, 2023, he did it. He was the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. The first time since 1984, April 5th, 1984, in fact, that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did not hold that record. And when Abdul-Jabbar did that record, it was 8 months before LeBron was even born. He received the game ball from a gracious Abdul-Jabbar and all that. He would miss the following 3 games due to left ankle sprain. So anyway, the Lakers were the 7th seed in the playoffs. Would face Memphis and beat the Grizzlies. In Game 6 of the Western semifinals, LeBron sunk the Warriors, sinking their chances at back-to-back titles and getting the Lakers to the conference finals. They were swept by the Nuggets, though. And in 2024, he was made the oldest player in the league. The Lakers did win the inaugural NBA Cup, like the in-season tournament. Kind of pathetic. I'm sorry I feel that way. The Lakers would lose to the Nuggets in 5 games in the first round. But this year, the 2024-25 season, he re-signed with the Lakers, and Bronny, or LeBron Jr., if you will, his son, was drafted 55th by the Lakers. It was the first father-son duo in NBA history. So yeah, he did all that. He's got a lot of records, and just this past December 19th, he now has the most career regular season minutes played, beating Abdul-Jabbar's record. You think his NBA career was big? What about his national team career for the United States? He was a 19-year-old rookie when he was on the bench for the 2004 Olympics. He was spent mostly on the bench, only playing 14 minutes per game. And the Americans did not win gold, as is almost a birthright. They took bronze. It was the first time since NBA players were allowed to play in the Olympics that Americans didn't win a gold. In 2008, they said that LeBron needed to improve his attitude, and he took it as it is and helped them win the gold medal. He rejoined the U.S. for the 2012 Olympics and would become leader of the team. They beat Spain for the second straight time in the gold medal game. LeBron did not play for the 2016 or 2020 squads, but he played for at 39 years old. He was the team captain and was named one of the flag bearers for the opening ceremony of the games, becoming the first male basketball player to be honored. LeBron led the team in rebounds and assists and had a triple-double and a massive comeback win over Serbia in the semis. In the finals, they took care of the home country French by 11 points. So 6'9" and 250 pounds. He was known for small forward and all that. He has a lot of legacy and all that. One of the most hyped high schoolers around. You know. LeBron has a massive legacy, which are just. He married his high school sweetheart in 2013, having 3 children. 2 sons, Bronny and Bryce, and daughter Shuri. Bronny was a high school basketball player. He named McDonald's All-American in 2023. He played for USC for 1 year before clearing for the NBA draft, and the Lakers picked him up in the 55th overall. I think Bryce is in school. Where's Bryce now? He's the second child. But where is Bryce now? Oh, he's only 17 years old, so he's in high school. So he's in high school, so that means he's a year away from being put on an NCAA squad. Anyway. So yeah, he invests heavily in his health, spending $1.5 million a year to pay for personal chefs, athletic trainers, and physical therapies for recovery. He did have a growth in the right side of his jaw, and he had a benign jaw tumor, which had 5-hour surgery. So anyway, his public image is like either a hero or a villain. Many endorsements, entertainment, investments, professional contracts. So prior to the 24-25 season, he's played 1,492 regular season games, 27.1 points per game. And in the playoffs, with Cleveland, Miami, and the Lakers, he's played 287 games as of right now, 28.4 points per game. His honors: 4-time NBA champion, 2012, 2013, 2016, 2020. And in all 4 of his titles, he was named Finals MVP. 4-time NBA MVP, 09, 10, 12, and 13. Surprised he hasn't been an MVP since 2013. 20-time All-Star every year between 2005 and 2024. 3-time All-Star Game MVP, 06, 08, and 18. 20-time All-NBA selection, 13 times to the first team, 3 to the second team, and 4 to the third team. He hasn't been a second-team guy since 2021. NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA Scoring Leader in 2008. Only 1 scoring title for LeBron. That's surprising. He won an assist title in 2020. Yeah. And what can I say? He's an icon. And he was in Space Jam 2. A lot of people hated that and all that. Whatever. LeBron was even featured on The Simpsons in the episode Homer and Ned's Hail Mary Pass, when Homer teaches professional athletes how to celebrate and all that. Like Tom Brady, Warren Sapp, Michelle Kwan, and Yao Ming were also on that show. I forgot about that. He was in the Cleveland show in an episode called A Short Story and a Tall Tale. The Wall, and a few other things. But yeah, LeBron is big. So that's it. That's the last person I've done for birthday boy or girl. And yeah, I know I talked for a long time, but hey, LeBron's got that legacy, y'all. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do